All right, so here's the deal. Now everybody's making a video about Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones, and not one single person has hit the nail on the head. I told my audience what happened, what Floyd Mayweather was responding to. And I told you guys if I get my hands on the video, I'm going to show you. Okay, last month I think it was, Roy Jones did an interview with Andre Ward on Andre Ward's podcast or YouTube show, whatever. They were in the ring. The thumbnail is a screenshot from the video that you are getting ready to watch. Okay? I want you guys to watch the video, listen to everything Roy said, and this is where this shit came from. That's why Roy was sitting there watching Roy get his ass whooped and getting knocked out. That's why Floyd was doing that. So Roy Jones, man, let me let you guys watch it first, then I'm going to get into it afterwards.
The best thing about it was that I knew that for a fast fighter like him, the jab is your problem. That's why Tommy gave him so many problems in the first fight.
Kept it in his face.
Yeah, he can't stand the jab in his face. I kind of just kept the jab because if you let him move around and do what he want to do, he's going to beat you because he's very explosive and he's very mean.
I was going to say mean too.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as nearly as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think you would have beat him?
How? How you going to keep him off of him? Right. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. People don't, just because his name Sugar don't mean nothing. Yeah. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. People don't give him enough credit for that. You got to think, this in around, between around 13 and 14, I think, Angelo Dundee said, you're blowing it, son. Sugar Leonard guy went out there and put these things on Tommy Hearns, who knocked Roberto Duran cold with one shot. Your Tommy hit you just like G-Man. You've been hit. Yeah. So for Sugar to go out there and do that, man, they don't give Sugar enough credit. You understand me?
He's a great finisher, too.
They don't give Sugar enough credit.
He gets you hurt,
it's over with. They don't give Sugar enough credit. So for me, I like Floyd, and Floyd is cool, but it's like, Floyd Daddy didn't really fight that close to Sugar. Sugar kind of did what he wanted to do with Floyd Daddy, and it's like, it's going to be hard for me to see how they're going to take it and beat Sugar. I mean, they'd have to do something different, that's for sure. Now, if he did something different, he probably have a chance, but just the way he been doing with normal people, that's not going to work. What I saw in his prime, that's not going to work with Sugar. Sugar got a third element right there.
He said third element.
He does. He got a third element right there. Now, we know that.
We
think Floyd got one, but we don't know. We ain't never seen a challenge. Mm-hmm. We know Sugar got one.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's see. They're in the ring. They're talking. And, Roy Jones and Andre Ward. Roy Jones out of nowhere. I saw the whole interview. But he decides out of nowhere, what he was talking about was just part of him saying how he put the jab in Sugar Ray's face because he knows Sugar Ray didn't like a jab. He couldn't handle a jab and all of that, right? But you see, he immediately goes into, that's why people always say, yo, Mayweather would have beat Sugar. No, baby, he wouldn't have beat Sugar. Sugar was a dog. Sugar was a dog, right? He did all of that, talking about how Sugar was behind and Angelo Dundee told him, you're blowing it, son. And he came back and got the knockout of all of this shit that he's saying. Then he starts talking about how Floyd Mayweather, his daddy couldn't beat Sugar Ray. And once again, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is way better than his father was. But Roy Jones sat there and gave his assessment and said that he don't see what they could have did to beat him. Now, if they could do something different, then he might have a chance. And I'm like, look at how he went into all of that. But what y'all seen him do with normal people? So, Roy, not to mention he questioned Floyd's heart. We think he had heart, but we never seen him tested. Goddamn, Roy. Floyd Mayweather by far fought way better opponents than you did. But somehow you showed us everything. When the fuck was you tested like that? I mean, the one test we saw, like I said, is when your ass was tired against Antonio Tarver and your ass had to bounce back. Because Tarver was, look, man, Tarver wasn't no soup fucking. If take Roy Jones out of Antonio Tarver's career, Antonio Tarver's never talked about. Because even him beating you, he's never talked about unless he show his face on camera about something. Other than that, Antonio Tarver has done nothing to no fucking great fighters. He's beaten no Hall of Famers, no great fucking fighters other than Roy Jones. So you take Roy Jones off, yeah, what has Antonio Tarver done? Okay, now that being said, when you sit up here and say, we think Floyd has it, but we ain't never seen it. Like, do you guys not hear how he sat there and degraded Floyd's name? But somehow you Roy Jones fans think that Floyd was supposed to just take him on the chin like he's some little bitch. Nah. He said, nah, I'll fix you, motherfucker. You keep running your mouth talking shit. I'm just going to sit here and watch you get knocked the fuck out. Like I said in the previous video. Now, I want to see you do the same thing. Go pull up my fights and sit here and watch me. And let's see who got the far better results. Roy Jones dug that fucking shit up out of nowhere. He pulled up Sugar Ray. Because at first, I think in the video, I'm saying, I remember so many videos of this dude bringing up Floyd's name. Or when somebody bring Floyd's name up, he always has to go into his bag about what Floyd couldn't do and who Floyd couldn't beat and how Floyd ain't the best of it. He's not the great. Like, every time. If you listen to Roy, everything is personal. To convince me, I can't see how you can do this and this. If you say Ali integrated, you might as well spit in my face. And I this and Roy makes everything about him. He's very arrogant, and he seems to think that whatever it is that's on his mind, he can just say whatever he wants and express himself. But you're not supposed to express yourself going against what he's saying. Like I said, who the fuck does Roy Jones think he is? He need to sit his dusty old ass down and just shut the fuck up, to be honest with you, because he looks really stupid. He looks really stupid saying the thing that he's saying, because let's be real. Floyd had nothing to do with that conversation. You gave your fucking opinion, right? He's standing there and says, somebody, like a little bitch, because Floyd ain't send you no subliminal message. Somebody trying to send me a subliminal message. Now I'm saying, if you think that you better than me, I always stay ready and wide open all the time. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is call, give me a call. It wasn't no subliminal message. He was responding to you running your mouth to Andre Ward. That's what Floyd was responding to. That's why he did that. So all these channels sit and talk about, I don't know, like, why Floyd just snapped on him like that, why he crashed out. He crashed out, he didn't say a fucking word. I told you guys, that's why he did it. Because of that last video. And this dude is always finding a reason to bring Floyd's name up. The fact that he even said, people always say, Floyd would have beat Sugar. No, baby, right? You heard it. That bothers him. I'm telling you, it's Floyd getting accolades that he don't get. And in fact, the same people probably tell Roy, I don't think you could have beat Sugar either. Because I know, I've never heard a boxing historian say that they think that Roy could beat Floyd. They say he lacked a resume. And the same shit he said about Floyd, they said about Roy. We don't know if he can dig down and beat, Hearns or Ray Leonard or Hagler or Direct. That's what the historians say. But Floyd is supposed to just sit back and let Roy say whatever he has to say because he's Roy Jones. Like, man, why does it bother you what the fuck Floyd says? Or what the fans saying about Floyd. And that's the thing about it. Listen to his words. When people always say, not even Floyd say, but when people always say, well, the same way if you ask Roy Jones, you think you could have beat Sugar, you think you could have beat Hearns, you think you could, what the fuck do you think Floyd or Roy is going to say? And regardless to what the fuck Roy is going to say, this ain't monkey see, monkey motherfucking do. Floyd wasn't saying shit, ain't had nothing to do with that interview. And this dude, Floyd, cool, I like Floyd, cool, but like motherfucker, nobody needs you to like them. Like, this dude, you know what's crazy? I always knew Roy was like arrogant as hell. you know, think it's all about him as far as in that ring, but like just the way he talked, like, but like, man, the older he get, you really see how arrogant and how bitter this guy is. Maybe a lot of you are just immature as fuck, and you just don't see the shit I see, because a whole lot of y'all don't. Until like years later, months or years later, you'll go, damn, Aries, I see what you're talking about. Yo, the dude is fucking arrogant as fuck, man. He look how his voice. Remember I told y'all before. I told you this a long time ago. Listen to how this motherfucker voice changed when he talk about Floyd. Did you hear him talk about Sugar and Floyd? Yo, Sugar is a dog. He's a dog. Andre Ward said, you don't think he could have beat him? How? What he gonna keep him off him? Look how he loses composure. Yo, that dude is so jealous of Floyd, it's ridiculous. And like I said in my last video, or one before that or whatever, the more hate he shows Floyd, the more his career gonna get exposed. I'm telling you. Because when you start going through, see, this is what happens. When you are doing things like putting your hand behind your back, knocking out a guy who really ain't worth a shit anyway, you know, you going out playing a whole game of basketball, try to see, he was trying to be Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan of basketball, of boxing so bad. Remember how Jordan would go out and play a whole fucking 2 games of golf and all that, then show up to the game and score 60 points or some shit? Yeah, this is what Roy did. Remember, Roy go out and play a whole game of basketball. What top level fighter Roy ever did that shit against? Man, let's just be real, man. Murky Sosa and all that, these guys he fought, man, y'all probably like, who? Probably don't remember who the fuck Murky Sosa is. This is what I'm saying. These dudes that he was fighting, man, like, when he said, I had to fight who was there, or, you know, you got to take the fights that you can get. Okay, so wait a minute. Why is it Floyd fought far better competition than you did? How? You know, honestly, do you guys see what I'm saying? Even when I get on Deontay for that shit, Deontay always talk about, everywhere I go, no matter where I go, everybody always say, you know, Chan, you the most exciting fighter in the game. Without you, the division dead, man. And yet he loved boxing so much. He says the same shit. He says when he's not there, boxing is dead. Okay, was it dead when you got knocked the fuck out by Zhang? Was it dead when you got outboxed and beat the fuck out by Joseph Parker? Was it dead when you got knocked out by Tyson Fury? I'm just saying, because what kills me is, oh, I get it. So it was exciting when you knock out Robert Helenius. It's exciting when you knock out these C, D level, E level, Z level motherfuckers. That's what I'm saying. Like, but yet you're must-see TV. You turn down fights. You openly turn down fights. Admit you turn down fights. We know you turn these fights down, and then you turn around and open your mouth and say you didn't get the same opportunities that Usyk and AJ got. So I'm wrong for exposing the truth? Well, fuck y'all, because I'm not going to sit here like the rest of you. See, this is the problem. You can go watch every fucking video where everybody's talking about Floyd and Roy. How long ago I didn't make these videos? I didn't make these fucking videos because of no incident other than Roy Jones running his mouth about Floyd. So when it's not the first time and you go back and look, I'm telling you the source. So this very last time, this is where this came from. Even when, like, the video of Floyd saying Roy Jones and Ali are the same fighter, right? That was because of bullshit that Roy is saying and bullshit that Roy Jones fans were saying. And people getting their feelings like, look, man, there's no fighter ever that I like more than Ali, that I like more than Mayweather, that I like more than Roy, that I like more than Terry Norris, that I like, you understand? These motherfuckers, they were those dudes. But I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. Everybody has a different career, okay? And a different career path. It just so happens one of them motherfuckers is 50-0. And like I told you, go do your fucking homework, man. Rocky Marciano retired in 1956. He died in 1969. Roy stood there and fucking said, y'all saw the video. You know, Marciano died. So, you know what I'm saying? If he didn't die, he'd have kept going. What the fuck do you mean he died? He didn't stop fighting because he died, man. Rocky Marciano's retired way before he died. Years, like fucking over. Come on, man. Damn. Rocky Marciano died 13 years after he retired. What the fuck are you talking about? See, y'all don't fact check shit. Y'all just hear stuff and go, oh, okay, oh. So that's what I'm telling you. Boxing Ego and all these motherfuckers talking about, oh, I don't know what happened and what caused. And he did say, well, if anybody, because I don't know why Floyd would just snap. Those two of my great favorite fighters. Man, fuck all that favorite fighter shit. Whatever. Man, I don't know why the fuck other people make videos. That's their business. I guess because Boxing Ego and me made a video about Roy and Floyd, algorithms, his shit popped up in my feed. So I was like, what the fuck? Are y'all getting lazy, man? Yes, that's why the fuck Floyd responded the way he did. Okay, you want to keep talking shit. Watch this. So when people go, Floyd petty as hell, man. You motherfucker got somebody recording and watching sitting there. Motherfucker, you saying he's petty, but goddamn, you don't think it's petty that a grown man keep bringing up the name of another fucking man. Man, there was a fucking time, man. We used to check homies. Hey, yo, listen. A real man don't sit up worrying about what the fuck another man is doing. Those days are dead and gone. Everything now is drama. I remember motherfuckers was pissed off at Tekashi 6ix9ine. No, man, this nigga gonna have people thinking it's okay to be a snitch and shit, man. This nigga rather have snitching on niggas. The same fucking people, literally the same people that was saying that shit, walk around telling you, I got the paperwork on this nigga. Yo, that nigga ain't no thug, my nigga. Yo, listen, I'm telling you, he went to jail. He ain't murdered nobody. He was there, but I got the paperwork. Oh, so now y'all snitching. You don't think you snitching when you sit there talking about somebody else's business, but these public records. The fact that you are that invested into somebody else's business shows you nothing but a snitch bitch yourself. And like Tekashi said, Jay-Z and a whole lot of these other motherfuckers ain't nothing but snitches, and it's documented that they snitched to keep from doing jail time, trying to get protection from other motherfuckers and like all of this other shit. But nah. It's like everybody want to be a part of whatever's going on. So if Tekashi 6ix9ine is a snitch bitch, if that's the word, everybody want to be a part. Yeah, he's a snitch bitch. Any one of y'all, if y'all was in his shoes, everybody want to talk about what they wouldn't do, and if it was me, you shut the fuck up. Y'all, that's the whole point. Y'all ain't know but a bunch of drama queens. So now, I attached this video to show y'all what fucking Roy Jones was saying. He runs his mouth all the time talking shit like he know everything about everybody. Motherfucker, you got your ass knocked out the same fucking way he's saying what Floyd couldn't do. And when you say, wouldn't it work against normal fighters? Okay, so Pacquiao's a normal fighter? Canelo's a normal fighter? I'm just saying. Zab Judah's a normal fighter? Oscar De La Hoya's a normal. I'm just saying. Guys, bro. But there's always an excuse. So he sits here, like I said, tries to degrade Floyd's name, but Floyd's supposed to sit back and do what? Maybe y'all got that bitch ass mind of servitude and bow down. I can't talk shit back to you. I somebody said talk about, yo, that ain't right what Floyd doing, man. How you gonna disrespect the legend like Roy? Man, fuck you. Slave mentality motherfuckers. Man, listen, I tell you, man, plain and simple, man. I come from an era. I put like this. I come from teaching, from a background. I was taught don't idolize nobody. The motherfuckers that you put on pedestals, you might have to compete with one day, and you might not be able to pull the trigger like you're supposed to because you respect the motherfucker too much. And I'm like, yo, that shit makes sense because it's just like, for example, look at your father. If you got older brothers or uncles or like certain people, you don't even want to like put your hands up to them because you feel like you're being disrespectful to them. You know what I mean? What other motherfucker do I need to fucking look at like that? I told a motherfucker one day, and this was after some fights. Larry Hazard was there at the fights, and I told the dude, and nothing transpired. But Larry Hazard was standing right there between us. I told the dude, I said, hey, listen, I give credit where it's due. I said, and yeah, I will never take credit from your ability. I said, but let me explain something to you. I'm not just another motherfucker. Nothing you did against that motherfucker would work on me. All right? Nothing. In fact, line that shit up. We ain't gonna stand here like two bitches and argue. Line that shit up. Show me. I guarantee you. I promise you. I will knock you the fuck out. you know, they ain't want to, because it was about to get ugly for real. You know what I'm saying? It was about to, right there. It was about to, okay, nothing never happened. That dude's own trainer told him, yo, man, that was disrespectful. Because what the motherfucker was doing was this. A guy he went the distance with, I knocked out in the first round. And then the motherfucker was like, that don't mean that nigga could beat me. Shit, I don't give a fuck about all the muscles and shit. I done knocked out plenty of big niggas. I got wind of that shit. So, to show you the type of pussy he is, the motherfucker tried, yo, what's up, big dog, yo, good job. Nah, fuck you. And I told him, let me tell you something. I got right up in his face, let him know. And believe me, that motherfucker ain't do shit. See, it's always different. The energy changes when you face to face with a motherfucker. And I'm like, no, I'm not just another motherfucker, man. I will knock you the fuck out. And I'm not saying this shit off anger. I'm telling you, I will knock you the fuck out. I will punish you. He knew that shit. And then his trainer even admitted later, like, man, shit, I wasn't trying to put my fight in there with him, man. And he ain't want to get in there with him. His trainer admitted that shit later. He ain't want to get in there with him. Fuck, nah, he didn't want that work. He ain't want them problems, man. But that's what I'm saying to you, though, is I'm supposed to sit back here and let this, like, I'm aware what he said, but I'm supposed to go over there and dap him up and hug. That's why I said, if I was Floyd, I'd have been like, yo, Roy, go fuck yourself. Because your bitch ass see me, you want to take pictures and hug and all that, but then you always, why the fuck are you going out your way? Every time you get a chance, you want to talk all this shit about me and who I can and can't beat. Let's talk about who you can. Let's talk about who you couldn't beat. That wasn't Hall of Famers. That's not all-time greats. That nobody even fucking knew. Let's talk about how I outlasted you. How I stayed sharp. Okay? And you can't make no excuses. Why? Because Roy Jones also was another fighter that didn't take a lot of punishment in his fucking career. So why is it Floyd was able to go farther than Roy? And that's for him saying what he's saying to Floyd in his prime. Motherfucker, Pretty Boy Floyd was the one putting combinations together. Pretty Boy Floyd was the one that, Money Mayweather, he threw combinations, but he popped you with that 1-2, popped you with that jab, with fake boom. You know what I'm saying? Throw that overhand right. I mean, you understand? He was more cerebral and more strategic in limiting his attack, but to get you open and get you worried about throwing punches and catch you with angles. So you could throw more punches than him, but look at his accuracy rate. Look at how many punches he landed clean, how you missed more than half of the punches you threw at him. So, it was two versions of Floyd, and both of them motherfuckers were deadly. And that's why the fuck he ended his fucking career undefeated. And this motherfucker is sitting up here talking about at his best, talking about his prime, what I've seen him. Man, you fucking crazy. If you was to do a comparison and look at Sugar Ray and look at Floyd, man, them motherfuckers was both mean. They was both vicious. I'm not here to even talk about who I think would win. I told you. Capable. Look, man, Floyd is every bit as capable of beating Sugar Ray as Sugar Ray is beating him. Flat out. And like I said, Ray Leonard told a story that his own brother told him, I don't think you would have beat Floyd. That's his own brother who loves him, and they love each other. And he just told him, man, Floyd is his style. See, y'all like to be told what somebody can and can't do. Then you run with it like it's a fact because, well, Roy Jones said it. So what? Roy Jones told us he's going to beat Antonio Tarver. Huh? Any questions? Got any excuses tonight, Roy? Huh? Got any excuses? Come on, man. Sugar is a dog. He's a dog. Oh, Floyd, what he gonna keep him off with? How? How he gonna beat him? Like, damn, nigga, you about to start crying? Come on, man. So y'all just seen it. Y'all just seen the shit. This is what I be talking about. Pay attention. Focus on what's being said. And let me say this, because somebody in my comment section, I'll probably go back in and type it in, but it's a lot of shit to say. So let me say this. When you make videos, a lot of time, like, first of all, you only have so many words to work with. So you see the video that I posted when I'm comparing Roy and Ali. It's not because of what Roy said. Now, Roy called himself the GOAT, yeah. I told y'all. He said, I'm the GOAT. You know, when he was talking about how Canelo's power is not going to make a difference against Crawford. All right. Or, you know, him being the naturally bigger guy, whatever. But, even though he backtracked on that, because he said something different before, okay, I ain't going to hold it against him if he changed his mind. But listen, the reason I made the comparison, and I say it in the video, I did it because Floyd said Roy and Muhammad Ali are the same fighter. I'm saying no. They were similar in certain ways, natural gifts and talents, and Roy Jones copied Ali. But I'm telling you the differences with them, and like he talked about Sugar had a third, talk about he had heart. Yeah, Ali was far much tougher than Roy Jones was. Ali was standing bang with you. See, not no fucking just no journeyman. This is what I'm saying. Like Ali would go in there and fight you. Ali was vicious. Ali had a mean streak. Ali had a fucking very top two, if not his Ali could take a fucking punch. Roy Jones couldn't. So bottom line, Ali had more grit, and Ali was just better. And I don't see Roy getting past Ali's reach. I see Ali playing. Ali would have walked him down. Ali would have knocked Roy Jones out. So I made the comparison to explain what Floyd didn't explain with the differences between the two guys. Because people that even see that can look and go, watch them and then hear people say things like, yeah, they both did things that you're told not to do. They both did things that you're not taught to do in the gym, but it worked for them. But then, you understand what I'm saying? Regardless, we seen Ali take a terrible beating from Larry Holmes, and that motherfucker refused to go down. Man, Roy Jones would have been knocked out early. Once Roy Jones got knocked out by Tarver, that was it. That motherfucker punch resistance completely was, and we seen Roy get dropped before that. I can't remember the dude name that dropped Roy, man. But yeah, and it was weird how he got dropped too. Like, but bottom line, Roy Jones is talking like Roy Jones was a showman in the ring. Well, Roy Jones is making you think he went there and was like, he talked like he was there dominating top level opponents. Man, he was fighting them bums, man. And that's why I said, if you look at the very best names that was fighting in his era, the question remains, why didn't he fight them? Why didn't those fights happen? Regardless to why. You talk about you got to take the fights you can get. Okay, well, wouldn't you go out your way more to make it known why those fights didn't happen amongst your peers? Because let's be real, you let us know you didn't go to Russia to fight Mikushevsky simply because you like, man, I'm the champ. Why I gotta go over there to Russia? I'm the fucking champ. Like, you know what I'm saying? They robbed me in the Olympics and he ain't want that to happen again. Then I guess maybe he kissed ass to go over there to become a Russian citizen. This dude is weird as hell, man. like Roy is weird as fuck, man. And a lot of times what happens when guys start to get old, people get older, and even though they might be proud of a lot of shit they did, it's like they want it more. And like I said, especially when somebody is alive and that fucking person get the type of praise that they want. Because let's just be real, man. Roy Jones wasn't as skilled as motherfucking Mayweather. He was skilled in his own way. And in his own, but bottom line is, even when the hand speed was still there, the heart wasn't the same. The reflexes wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? The chin, everything, the footwork was gone. So he didn't have, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know how to become that defensive fighter. He didn't know how to be able to do the thing. He wasn't as good as no motherfucking Floyd. That's why he got knocked the fuck out by Tarver. You think Tarver would have knocked out, you think Tarver, little basic ass style, would have beat Floyd? Come on, man. Like, that's why I laugh when this dude talk, because I'm like, I swear it just don't even seem like the same person when this motherfucker is talking, man. But yeah, man, I remember when fucking Mike Tyson said Roy Jones is suicidal, man. He's crazy. Because Fat Joe told a story about how, y'all saw the video, how he ran up on him and wanted to fight him and all that because he made the verse saying the songs about Roy Jones was forced to lean back. And then the fact that he wanted to fight Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson was talking shit. And then next thing I know, the motherfuckers, they ended up fighting and shit, man. And that little bullshit exhibition, fake WWE fake shit. But bottom line is, Mike Tyson, he was a hater too. He was a fucking hater too. And he said Roy Jones is suicidal. Not like, yo, he's crazy, like, no, like calling him stupid. Like, this dude is, you understand what I'm saying? So for Roy Jones, he keep talking that shit. But this motherfucker kept talking about how he wanted to fight Mike Tyson. He said he would have beat Mike Tyson. Mike wouldn't have been able to hit him. All this shit that Roy Jones say. All right? You'll be hard to find anybody that think a prime Roy Jones would have beat a prime Mike Tyson. But let him tell it, he would have beat him. Let Sugar Ray tell it, he could have beat Mike Tyson. You understand what I'm saying? But Sugar Ray, he beat Duran, he beat Hagler, he beat Hearns. He beat Wilford Benitez. He beat Danny Boy Green. You know what I'm saying? He beat Donnie Lalonde. So he got some names. He got legends on his resume. Guess who don't? Yep. Roy Jones Jr., with the exception of Bernard Hopkins and James Toney. But like I said, none of those fights were super fights. None of them. None of them was fights. In fact, the motherfuckers came on regular cable. Whatever. It wasn't there was no super fights. There was no great build behind those fights. So everything that this dude says, to me, it's funny. It's funny. Because when he sits here and talk about Floyd Mayweather and loses his composure and feel like he's the beginner or end all of boxing, whatever he says just goes, and his fucking fans sitting up here talking about that's corny what Floyd is doing. What the fuck do you mean is corny? Responding to somebody talking shit? Maybe you're the type of motherfuckers let somebody grab you by the face and bitch slap you and then, oh, I got slapped by Roy Jones. I'm never going to wash the side of my face again. Oh my God, could you see his handprint? Oh, Roy Jones slapped me. I'm so honored. Maybe y'all live like that. Floyd, like, okay. And the thing about it is this, right? When Floyd says, when Roy legs was gone, because that's what he got to use move around the ring. When his legs was gone, he had nothing left. He couldn't compete anymore, right? Because that was his defense. Technically, what did Roy have after all of that? He's not lying. Now, but see, and that's why I made the video, because yeah, true. But when Ali's legs was gone, Ali still was vicious and still was in there fighting. And that's when he fought Shavers and other guys where you seen Ali wasn't even like the third fight with Frazier. He couldn't move like he used to. And that motherfucker stood there and he fought. And it's a couple of times he took bombs from Frazier. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ali was that dude. Roy couldn't do that shit. So for him to say, we know Sugar got that dog in him, we seen it. We think Floyd got it, but we never said, motherfucker, when have we seen you have a war? When have we seen you fucking have a fucking war with a top level dude? Man, you went there with them fucking dudes that you fought and threw punches and would swing back. And yeah, come on, man. Why you ain't do that with Glenn Johnson? Why you ain't do that? I mean, come on. Even the third fight with Antonio Tarver. This is everything I'm saying and telling you is facts. I'm not giving you no fucking opinion. Why didn't those things happen? You can't give me one fucking fight that Roy Jones had with a legendary fighter, a great fighter, a Hall of Fame fighter, and them motherfuckers really scrapped. You can't give one. I mean, he got beat. Remember when he fought Bernard Hopkins in the second time? He went up there to be an asshole. He gave Bernard Hopkins some Viagra and shit and was calling him an old man and all that shit and everything and got his ass whooped. Got his ass whooped. That motherfucker ain't got no legendary names. Jeff Lacey was trash when Roy fought him. After the Joe Calzaghe loss, Jeff Lacey was never the same. Felix Trinidad, who wasn't even a fucking light heavyweight, came out of retirement, came and fought Roy Jones. And I mean, come on. Like, so you see what I'm saying? If you was to look at those names, like, oh shit, bro, look at what I'm saying to you, man. And everybody wanted to pull that he was old bullshit. Yeah, okay, whatever, man. Whatever. But yet when Floyd was the same age, Floyd was beating motherfuckers that was worth something. Come on, bro. like this motherfucker retired, came back. Man, when Juan Manuel Marquez was #1, he asked the fans, who do y'all want to see me fight? The poll said Marquez. Everybody want to see the Marquez. He fought Marquez. Spanked him worse than Manny Pacquiao ever could. Made it look real easy, right? Y'all praise Marquez. Then y'all forget, damn, Floyd beat him too. Fuck. Pacquiao. All these motherfuckers y'all named. Look at what Canelo's doing now. So the excuse is, oh, Canelo way better now than he. Get the fuck out of here, man. Canelo, the same old Canelo. The fuck out of here. And you know what? Again, like I said, it's funny how Terrence Crawford isn't old, but Floyd Mayweather, you know, he also wasn't old when he fought fucking Canelo, but Canelo was too young. But yet Sugar Ray, everybody else, Roy Jones, everybody that got their ass whooped thoroughly, knocked out or whatever, somehow they were just old. Come on, man. Y'all got to do better than that, man. Y'all got to do better than that. It's just like when Camacho fought Sugar Ray. He was 40 years old, came out of retirement, got his ass whooped, and basically the record books don't give you explanations. Boy, he chose to take that fight. That was his dumb ass fucking fault. That was his motherfucking fault. All I'm saying, plain and simple, man, there's no fucking man I put on some pedestal. None. You're no gods. You're not bigger than the sport. You're not gods on this earth. You're just men with attitude and ego. And there's people who feel like their rightful place is to fucking worship y'all asses. All of y'all get it from me. Everybody. Ain't no motherfucking me showing favoritism and you can pull bullshit. I done got at Floyd for other dumb shit Floyd said and did. You know what I'm saying? But you can say what the fuck you want about who you think he would have beaten, couldn't beat, and all that. That's irrelevant. That's fucking irrelevant. To this fucking day, it's 2025. Some old-ass motherfuckers a couple days ago was still arguing about, yo, who you think was better, Big Daddy Kane or Rakim? First of all, I'm not calling no man Big Daddy, and two, I don't give a fuck. Fuck out of here. I'm just saying that. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. I don't give a fuck about who you think. Come on, the motherfucker. Seriously? That's what we doing? Standing around glazing motherfuckers. Man, you think I'm waking up, oh, Kane or Rakim? I don't give a fuck who you think is better. I don't sit up here and think about that shit. All you stupid motherfuckers walking around, calling yourselves somebody's #1 fan, getting a picture tattooed on your face. You want to know what these fucking artists, what these fucking celebrities would never do, these fighters? They will never fucking say, hey man, I got a #1 fan. It'll be an honor for me to get your face tattooed right here. And while I'm at it, since you such a soft bitch, I'm gonna get a tattoo of your white face right there by my manhood. How about that too? And yours right on my ass cheek, right by my crack. Cause yeah, right by my fucking ass crack. Cause that's what y'all do, glazing these motherfuckers. All I'm doing is giving y'all boxing news, man. I don't give a fuck about these people's personal lives and all that other shit. And you know, but bottom line, every time I give news, ain't gonna be in a motherfucker's favor. Depending on the shit that you do, shit that you say. You know, but come on, man. Roy Jones has been a hater of Floyd for so long. Mike Tyson's been a hater of Floyd for so long. And what I'm telling you, Roy don't want to feel like he's second to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson don't want to feel like he's second to Roy Jones. Okay? But bottom line, what they both got in common is they both took ass whoopings from people that they shouldn't have lost to. All right? And they all jealous that Floyd is 50-0 and they're not. They're all fucking... That's why, you know, when you go from saying, oh, being undefeated ain't everything. Okay. Now, tell Andre Ward that. Because he retired 35-0, right? How many people do you hear talk about Andre Ward when you talk about greatest of all time? Undefeated fighters, and his name don't even really come up at all. And then when you start talking about accomplishments, when you say shit like, well, Floyd was never undisputed, okay. Did Roy Jones ever win a Super 6 tournament? Huh? Did Mike Tyson ever win a Super 6 tournament? So there's something Andre Ward did that they didn't do. Now, they never was in one. But it's still an accomplishment. And he won. And there was nothing but top-level fighters in that tournament. So, you understand what I'm saying? When we start talking about who did what, it's funny how y'all want to acknowledge accomplishments that fighters have, but for some reason, being undefeated don't matter. Okay. So going out with a loss, that's what makes you great, or the greatest, right? And when you try to say he was 50-0 because he dodged and ducked, right? But yet he got 23 world champions that he beat on his resume. Factual, not no fucking me. Like, you can go through the list and count everybody. who was either a champion then or once was a champion, and then even became champion later. So all that bullshit, like Shane Mosley beating bum ass Margarito. Who gives a fuck about? Oh, he never fought Margarito. Man, Margarito with them slow, sloppy ass feet, them wild, sloppy ass slaps that he was throwing. All that motherfucker was pressure. What the fuck? Margarito wasn't better than Marcos Maidana. What kind of shit is that, man? Y'all used to praise Paul Williams. I said Paul Williams is similar to Maidana. He's similar to Margarito with pressure, constantly chin out, easy to hit, right there to be hit. And I told you, I said, man, let me tell you something, man. When guys like Margarito and Paul Williams, like those type of fighters, when they lose that volume, they're going to be in trouble. Because, for one, they don't punch hard. It's just constantly coming at you, constantly. You look at Paul Williams at the end of every fight, that motherfucker was just as tired as his opponent. Because he was just constantly throwing punches. Come on, man. Floyd's timing, his speed, his movement, his skill, his thinking, man, come on. He didn't fight Margarito. Bum-ass Margarito. Shane Mosley knocked him out, didn't he? And then Floyd beat the fuck out of Shane Mosley. But people want to talk about the 2 times he got rocked. But let's talk about how he didn't go the fuck down like Roy Jones did. And how he overcame adversity and won that motherfucking shit. You never seen him dig down and had to be a duck. Come on, man. You got hit with them type of shots, your ass don't get up. See, that's the thing. And then Roy was getting knocked out with 1 punch. So yeah, go dig up some Roy Jones fights and show me him fighting some top level dudes and them motherfuckers scrapping. Show me that. Show me Roy Jones getting his ass whooped by a top level dude and coming back and see the very things that he accused Floyd of, he never done himself. But 2, it's just like that's like almost like saying we don't know what would have happened if the Bulls would have finally went to a Game 7. Nah, motherfucker, that's the point. They were so fucking great that you couldn't take them to a Game 7 because and Michael Jordan was just too fucking clutch. You got to use you see what my point? Everything they say against Floyd is something that they have to use their imagination for. Instead of let's look at what's right in front of us. Hating ass motherfucker. Hey, listen, man. I just wanted to show y'all what this motherfucker said. And break this shit down for y'all. Because, I mean, come on, man. This dude is talking all this bullshit. And what kind of pussies are y'all? You sit up here talking shit about a motherfucker. That's right. Fuck who you are, man. You running your mouth like that and talking all this bullshit and we not supposed to say nothing about you. Fuck you, man. Oh, that's fucked up what Floyd is doing, man. Why he going out on Roy like that? That's corny, man. Oh, so you think Floyd started this shit. You don't realize the troublemaking, big mouth, bald, peanut head motherfucker is Roy Jones. Roy's the one who started this shit, man. Not Floyd. Roy started this shit. Man, that motherfucker ain't got knees no more. You seen Roy jog? That motherfucker can't pick his feet up and run. He slide and shit. His knees is gone. And this motherfucker here talking about, I stay ready. Always wide open. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is call me. Fuck out of here, Roy. Sit your old dusty ass down, man. Y'all with this fucking... Y'all know I ain't with this idol worshiping shit. Y'all over here acting like this man, a grown-ass man, is supposed to sit here and be disrespected and talked down to by a guy because you respect him. You do all this bowing shit. Come on, man. It pisses him off because Floyd is TBE and not him. Simple. Talk all the shit you want. You know how people always want to talk about who's the best of their era? And what really hurts Roy is because when you talk about the best of an era, his era was weak. His opponents, for the most part, were weak. And the fighters of his era that he should have fought, and that if he would have fought and beat those guys, look, bottom line is, Roy wants you to think, you seen what I did to these guys? I could have did that to anybody because I'm Roy Jones. I'm that good. That's what. So the same, the same criticism he gives Floyd, he don't give himself. Well, Floyd has a much better fucking had a much better career than Roy Jones did. Because even with those wins, once again, who are these motherfuckers? fucking Murky Sosa and come on, man. Stop it, man. And the same shit I'm telling you is what the so-called boxing historians would tell you. Like, nah, Roy was talented, speed, power, and all that. Roy had everything, but he lacked the opponents, man. So to sit here and just assume who he would have beat, you know, hey. And then Antonio Tarver is a fucking hypocrite too, because when he beat Roy Jones, he said Roy Jones, everybody act like Roy Jones is the only person that had to lose weight and this and this and that. And you know, yo, I beat Roy Jones, plain and simple, all the excuses, right? But then when Antonio Tarver got his ass whooped by Bernard Hopkins, if you guys don't remember, let me refresh your minds. Well, what happened was Antonio Tarver played in that Rocky movie. Remember, right? He was the opponent in the Rocky, the last Rocky movie we had with Rocky fought in the ring. And Rocky was old and all that, whatever. But the rumor that we heard was that Antonio Tarver was like 215, 414 pounds and shit like that. And so he had to burn a lot of weight to come back down to 175. And so pretty much he denied it. He even got nasty with the fucking interviewer. You stupid enough to believe that I would gain that much weight and all that and do this and this and that or whatever. You think I'm not prepared? And then guess what? After Bernard Hopkins whooped his ass, you know what excuse Antonio Tarver made? Cutting that much weight drained him. But he said Roy Jones is making excuses, right? All right. Antonio Tarver would say without Roy Jones, there'll be no fucking Antonio Tarver. I tell you guys that because I know his resume and I seen who he fought. And I know nobody knew who the fuck Antonio Tarver was. So, okay. Come on, bro. Y'all, you got these fighters, man, that you know, like I said, I remember shit. Y'all can sit up and talk about the all-time greats and who's this and who's that, and everybody got their opinions, right? And like the old saying goes, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Opinions are not facts. Now, opinions can be based on the facts, but the reality is, once again, that 50-0 and everything that he accomplished within that 50-0 still piss people off. Y'all coming to these fucking boxing functions with fucking hip replacement surgeries and limping and hunched over and fucked up and looking beat the fuck down. And here's a dude who basically is damn near 50, still doing exhibitions and looking sharp, winning. Here's a dude y'all still talk about y'all want to see come back. Who the fuck is asking for Roy Jones to come back? Why would you? If you care about him, why would you? Of course, his arrogant ass will talk. Okay, right. First, you said you wasn't gonna come back. At your age, it don't make no sense unless if the money ain't right. Like I said, who the fuck gonna pay your old beat up ass money to come back and really fight somebody? And it's just like I said, to show you how much of a hater Roy is, man. He sat there and said, how I'm gonna respect him fighting the guy that was 0-0. Roy Jones, you sat there and praised Francis Ngannou and called him a real threat when he fought motherfucking Tyson Fury. You said that. What was Francis Ngannou fucking record when he fought Tyson Fury? 0-0. Yeah, you wanted to fight Anderson Silva, right? Was that going to be an exhibition? Nope. What did you say? I don't do exhibitions. If it ain't the real thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't do it. What would Anderson Silva boxing record have been against you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So why is it a problem that Floyd fought a guy that was debuting that shows, hey, man, fuck this. I could beat this guy. Remember what Conor McGregor said when he first saw Floyd face-to-face? He's too small. He's too small, right? He was cocky as fuck. Remember that? He's too small. What happened in the fight? And everybody that was talking all that shit about what Conor was going to do and how Floyd was going to be used to the type of punches he's going to, all that shit, and none of that shit y'all said was going to happen happened. Floyd carried that motherfucker. He in the corner smiling, chilling, having fun. Came in there 15 pounds lighter than that motherfucker and everything, right? So hold up. Who in the fuck is going to pay somebody $300 million for an exhibition? So you don't think that in negotiations, all right, well, of course, this is going to be a real fight. Nobody's going to, come on, $300 million for a fucking exhibition, $100 million, $120 million, or whatever that was that Conor made for exhibition. Of course it had to be a real fight. So what you going to do? Sit there and tell everybody what Floyd shouldn't have did? Ain't you always the guy talk about you can't tell a man what he should and shouldn't do? You can't tell a man when to retire, who he should and shouldn't fight and all. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Roy Jones says these things, but then he goes back and says something fucking different. So I guess Floyd should have came back and fought somebody else for number 50 and then made 51 the exhibition because he passed Marciano and man, this dude, man, and he's sitting there trying to break it up, talking about how he stopped at 50 because he passed Marciano, but okay, so you telling me Marciano fought nothing but killers, huh? Because we could break down his career too. And I know who the fuck Marciano fought. And Marciano, one of his biggest criticisms was some of the best fighters he beat was when they got up in age. And my whole thing about it is, you know what? I get sick and tired of people making excuses. I get sick and tired of people always wanting to talk about why somebody won, the only reason that they won, and blah, 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 blah. None of you motherfuckers are undefeated, but yet y'all got the perfect plan on how to beat everybody. Come on, man. He wouldn't have been able to keep Sugar Ray off him. He don't have nothing to do. Well, he'd have to do something different. If he did something different, he might have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. He's cool. I like Floyd. He's cool, but when you notice every time he say some fucked up shit about Floyd, he always got to add, I like Floyd. Floyd is cool, but like Floyd is sitting going, Roy Jones, please like me. Please, Mr. Roy Jones, I need you to like me so I can be validated as some type of good fighter, at least mediocre at best. Because you say something good about me, then that makes everybody look at me differently. Nobody give a fuck about if you like somebody or not, man. Yo, I'm telling you this shit, man. I know. I remember how many people hated Roy Jones, man. They couldn't stand Roy. Fucking cocky, arrogant ass motherfucker. They couldn't stand, I'm telling you. I remember this shit. Let me tell you something. If you go somewhere and fans come out to see you, right? Your fans can have your head gassed up a lot of times. Because people that like you will tell you things and you make the mistake of thinking everybody see you the same way, right? So, an example, when I used to do music and shit, we used to do shows. One of the things I said to my partner, I said, man, you know what? When we hit the road, right? I want that feeling. What it's going to be like to perform in front of a crowd of people we don't know. And he was like, why? Well, I said, because when we do things locally, right? The majority of the people in the family, we got a whole lot of people that know us. That's our people. So when people are cheering and all, I want to know what we can do, how we can move a crowd when it's people we don't know. Because that's what you're going to have, everybody. I'm good. I ain't got no stage fright, none of that shit. No, I'm, whatever. And he understood more once we got on stage. Because he actually slipped up. And I jumped right in because I knew he slipped up. And I saved his ass from embarrassment. And then he understood why. Rehearsal was important. Stage presence, everything. And remembering your fucking lines, like all of that. So it was never about trying to get things easy. It's always about being able to adjust to what was going on. And I remember people were saying, like, I wrote all of the rhymes. The most he would do is might come up with like 4 bars, like 2 bars. And then ask me, like, because he would just get stuck. And everything he would say, and he told me, what he was doing was, he tried to think of like something like, what would Aries say? And he tried to think of something that sound like some Aries. And then he would try to and I'm like, nah, you're not going to be able to do. I said, look, so what I did, whatever he would write, I would add something to it. And I'm like, yo, because I'm one of them dudes that I like to play with the words and, the entendres and all that shit and do, and I told him, no, we're not going to be identical. That never makes for good chemistry. I said, but this is what we need to do. I'm going to help you to develop a style. I said, and this is in the era where people battled all the time. I said, you're going to need to develop a style that you can carry without me. I said, because I'm going to tell you some shit, man. You know how it is. And he was there many times where somebody wanted to battle and I would tear their ass up. And so everybody noticed they never saw him battle, but they would see me battle. And then when he was in a situation where somebody wanted to battle him, he didn't have nothing to say. So he tried to, nah, I don't freestyle because my style ain't for free. You know what I'm saying? It'd be, oh, shit. But then if a dude just be like, fuck it, and start rapping and then you don't respond, y'all know how that little shit is, right? So the whole thing is always about preparation. And I remember this dude was like, yo, because he heard me do a song. The song had a message, though. It was on some real shit. And he had never heard me really do that battle shit like really good. And so he took it like, yo, dude, nice, you know, but he ain't fucking with me. And when I battled him, I killed his ass. And the first thing came out of his mouth, yo, I ain't know you was spitting like that, yo. I wouldn't even, damn, you cooked me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I want to do a song with you. So yeah, it's always easy to think somebody's easy because you see something a certain way. I don't give a fuck if it's your knuckle game. I don't care if it's on a basketball court or whatever. It's easy to underestimate a person. That's all Roy Jones is doing, man. That's all the fuck Roy Jones is doing. I mean, even as a trainer, let's look at what Roy Jones did with Chris Eubanks Jr. Now, let's look at what Floyd was able to do being there for Tank. I'm talking about the development of helping the fighters develop. You know, what's the young boy he got now that look like Tank? Forget his damn name. But bottom line, look at all the people that come in Mayweather's gym. Now, I'm just saying, how many fucking fighters do Roy Jones have that people even talk about? So even from both ends, from as a fighter and as a trainer, which one of these motherfuckers have been more successful? Everybody's still going to fucking Floyd's gym. And I'm just being real. This is what I'm telling you. Floyd outshines Roy Jones in every fucking department. Every facet of their career, he outshines Roy. Y'all don't think that shit bothers Roy? There's always a saying, right? It's a state of mind, and it's like an unwritten law. And I remember a long time ago, I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and I remember this dude was in his park, and I remember this guy. They had like a crew out there and shit. And I remember this dude was like, he said something about this. I forgot what the fuck they was, man. Whatever the fuck it was, some kind of sport, but whatever it was. And the guy said, I noticed they do a lot of smack talk about you guys, but you guys never respond. And he said, you know, like I noticed what he said, you never respond. I said, why is that? And the guy said, it's simple. Number one, don't have to talk about number two and number three. I just remember the guy saying that. But you know how you hear certain things and through time, you think about shit that somebody said, now you start to really understand it more. And this is what I'm saying. That's exactly my point. The people that feel like they not on the same level as somebody else feel the need to start talking shit. The only time the ones that's on the top start to do all the shit talking is because they fear who's on their heels. They fear the competition. They don't want to be seen as being equals, or they want to be seen as being dominant. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Overall, other than that, nah. Yeah, number one, you gotta talk about number two and number three. Y'all talking about me because y'all want to be who I am, and y'all not, and never will be, and that's just what it is. Let's be real, man. You know, now they all done had bad situations where they had falling outs with the fighters, or they just no longer in the, they're with the fighters or whatever. But bottom line, you go back to Derek Smoke Gaynor, who was trying to be like Roy. All this shit. Chris Eubanks Jr. trying to fight like Roy, and that shit ain't work out for him. I'm just saying, man. Yeah, Colonel Moulton, that's the other little, but bottom line, look at all the talent that came through that fucking Mayweather gym. Man, you don't see nobody flocking up and making a big deal out of it. I don't even know if Roy Jones owned a gym, but bottom line, wherever the fuck, where are these fighters at? So you understand what I'm saying? Having a facility where people can train, great. But I'm talking about who has more impact. Remember that video? Y'all seen it in one of my previous videos where he's talking about people had different routes. Like some people are more materialistic. And he was talking about Floyd, where others are more like, you know, about the sport itself and this and that. Like he said, he was trying to put Muhammad Ali over Floyd in that position. And then two, in his mind, like when he was talking about he wanted to be the king of the hill, but Floyd wanted to be like an internet blowout and all that and whatever, right? Like I said in the previous video, well, if that's the case, Roy, how in the fuck is it that you want to be the king of the hill, but Floyd still has a far better resume than you? How did that work out? How? So if you was the king of the hill, who the fuck was at the bottom of that hill? Because once again, when you start talking about Nigel Benn, when you start talking about Michael Nunn, when you start talking about Julian Jackson, Terry Norris, Steve Collins, you know, all these dudes, Chris Eubanks, I'm saying, like, those fights never happened. John McClellan, why those fights never happened? Why? Just saying, y'all. So the best that you can do is Hopkins, when y'all was both still coming up, and then James Toney. So really, you know, even in that, James Toney made a bunch of excuses about how he couldn't make the weight no more. I mean, so bottom line is, man, you know, if y'all are afraid of the truth, man, my channel ain't for you then. And if you scared to really hit the nail on the fucking head and deal with the problem, to deal with where this came from, then yeah, go to one of them bullshit channels that sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all a bunch of bullshit. Real ones is always going to appreciate it and understand it. But there's always people who just don't understand, like, bro, y'all quick to respond to some shit without even understanding. That's why when news come out, a lot of times, I don't jump on it right away. Because I know there's going to be something, certain things out here, there's going to be follow-up. Let me just wait and see what happens. And bottom line, this is one of these things where people that are making comments like Floyd is just picking on Roy Jones for whatever reason, because he's 50 and old, man. No, that's not what it is. It's the other way around. It's because he's 50 and old. It's because he's TBE. It bothers Roy. Fuck a motherfucker gonna stand up there talking about, you know, people always saying Floyd would have beat Ray. No, baby. Why the fuck do you even care? What was his motivation for even bringing that up? Why? What for what reason? I'm telling you, Roy is a fat, pot-bellied, bald-headed, bitter old man. That bottom line, he's just a bitter old man. And pretty much it shows. So you can glaze Roy Jones all you want, but the reality is, he is who he is, Floyd who he is, and Floyd surpassed him, and it bothers him. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hell to people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.